Why would Amazon want to price low? Typically, you do that sort of strategy when you are trying to liquidate items, right? Our sellers don't care about making any money because so many of you are pricing to make $0. Then why would Amazon care about us making money? What's going on, folks? Jay here from Jay's Way, and today I got to talk to you about something that's going wrong on another platform. So like my last video was about the craziness that is the mock-up fiasco that is Etsy. I'll link to that one down below eventually, but this time I'm a little bit behind on posting my numbers that I've been doing steadily because Amazon's going haywire on me now. So what the heck is going on? Anyway, I'll get in a minute. First things first, you guys want to see some numbers, so here we are. Okay, so you can see today it's 10 to 2 p.m. on Wednesday, December 13th. My sales for today are $349 in royalties, US dollars, probably close to 500 Canadian, and I've sold 67 so far today. I think I left off on Saturday at $882 in royalties. It has just gone better. I dipped a bit Sunday, but not by much, by less than 40 bucks, it looks like, down to $846.71 US. And these are royalties, folks. This is what Amazon is paying me as a cut from every shirt sold, right? Then Monday went up to $946.28. And then yesterday I was in a Facebook group talking about this merch by Amazon fiasco now. And somebody mentioned, well, what's your ACOS? So I was like, holy crap, my ACOS, which is the average cost of sales, that's what ACOS stands for, was actually really low. So I decided to boost my ad spend. And lo and behold, it got me up over $1,000. So woo, made $1,000. $1,000 in royalties with 185 sold yesterday. So here we are in my Amazon ads dashboard. And if we look at the same 7 days, so we've got from December 6th over to December 12th here, you can see that my ad spend was a little under $1,100. My average cost of sale is $14.61. And if you know anything about Amazon ads, if you're priced at around $20 a pop, I believe it is, at 22%, you are still profitable. So that's the threshold. At 23%, I believe you are not profitable. That said, many people run their ACOS a little bit higher just because it kind of creates the snowball effect with sales, right? It decreases your best sellers rank, which means it's selling more, and then, kind of fuels some organic sales here. So at $14.61, I am doing really well in terms of profitability. So I've spent $1,100. I got 347 orders from it, and that was resulting in about almost $7,500 in sales. So if you know anything or been following it all, and you've done some of the math on what I've been showing my royalties versus sales orders numbers, you'll know that I'm doing just over $5, about $5.40, I think, average per order. So for perspective here, this 1,100, $5.40, I'll just pull up the calculator and do this real quick. 5.4 times 347. Yeah, so that works out to about $1,873, almost $1,900. So I'm in the plus here by about $700 right now. So no complaints here. I actually boosted my ad spend once I realized how low this actually was, because now I can afford to gamble a little bit more. And the more you spend on the ads, obviously, the more you will make in sales typically. I am not going to lower my ad spend yet, because typically in all the Facebook groups about merch by Amazon, as soon as some of the big time sellers say reduce your ad spend because the sales numbers are showing blah, 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 or last year it ended at this time, or the deliver by date. So if you look at in Amazon, it says, if you order now in the next 8 hours, you can get it by X time. Typically when the gurus or, bigger sellers in those Facebook groups say, lower your ads now or turn them off, that's when I crank them up a bit, to be honest, because I will scoop up all the sales that nobody is competing for me against. My ACOS dips because no one's competing against many similar keywords, and I'll typically make sales about 3-4 days past what they are all saying is the best time to turn off your ads. So that said, let's look at the craziness that I was talking about that is Amazon merch this past few days. So this is, your create a product dashboard here. And if we scroll down to our pricing here, so your .com on a t-shirt, yeah, you can go, I don't even know if there's a cap here. Oh, wait. So there is a cap right now of $34.99. I didn't even know that. You can make up to $16 US royalty per shirt. I usually start around 18 or 19 bucks, just to get the sales ball rolling. And if it doesn't make sales, if it makes sales, then I'll bump it up. But I don't usually go like less than 18 or so. That said, if you wanted to now add a marketplace, look at this. It's caps you at $17.49. You cannot go $17.50. Can't accurately calculate the royalty. This is crazy right here. So you can do $17.25, no problem. Your royalty dips. $17.49 though is the maximum now. So what would be the cause for some of this? So there's speculation in the groups now, which ultimately all this is going to be speculation because there is not even hearsay, because Amazon hasn't really made an announcement about it in terms of the why behind what they're doing, right? Other than some other sugar-coated Etsy scented statement saying something to the effect of like, we are keeping our contributors or creators' earnings in mind and trying to make the best situation possible or whatever for our earners, right? They want us to keep making money. For me to keep making money, I would appreciate not having, a top end where I can't charge more than that. So the speculation is, what would prompt Amazon to cap our royalties? So arguably speaking, if things are priced low, then you would think they would sell more, but then also it screams that, it's cheapo stuff, right? So why would Amazon want to price low? Typically you do that sort of strategy when you are trying to liquidate items, right? Or you're having like this giant sale, but all the big sales days are gone right now. So Amazon now has implemented this, in my opinion, combination of things here, but I think they're trying to liquidate stuff because last year, the COVID kind of hangover effect, right? So last year and the year before, there was struggles to hit those numbers. They had to turn off certain sizes and colors because there just wasn't inventory. This year, I think they're over-prepared. They've overcompensated, and now they've got inventory out the wazoo and nowhere to keep it. And the sales haven't come in as, potentially as much as what they thought would be the case, right? So that reminds me of another point I got to talk to about Etsy today. So anyway, Amazon first. There was a news article here that I have to cite here. I just Googled it. There was a new article where Amazon is trying to compete with Shine. So Amazon may be buckling under the weight of fast fashion retail Shine success. On Tuesday, which is yesterday, Amazon announced it would reduce its seller fees from 17% to 5% for apparel under $15. This screams that they're encouraging people to sell for less. Clothing priced between $15 and $20 will incur a 10% fee. So still way better than the 17%. So they're encouraging sellers to sell for less. So I don't think this would be necessarily an inventory or a blanks thing. The other thing that is a major problem is that all of you sellers out there who are pricing at $39, to make $0 on Amazon, you are a problem for sure, because Amazon doesn't do anything without millions of dollars of research and studies. It's just in bad business to do otherwise if you have deep pockets, right? Study the market, figure it out. So what all the you guys pricing at $0 does for the rest of us is create, when Amazon does something like this, a situation where you've severely reduced the average purchase price or the average sale price of the Amazon Merch on Demand t-shirts. And also, most of you guys that are doing this price for $0 thing until you make sales are also not selling and also uploading thousands of designs that are just more of the same crap, right? So instead of uploading good stuff, you're just uploading a bunch of crap to try to tier up faster. Throwing a bunch of crap at the wall does not make it stick, right? Just to see what's going to happen. Terrible idea. So now Amazon decides, well, hey, if our sellers don't care about making any money because so many of you are pricing to make $0, then why would Amazon care about us making money, right? They're going to protect their bottom line no matter what. So now when Amazon does their calculations, instead of if everybody was listing at $17 or $18 to $22 or $25 or whatever you're listing at, that average price is severely dipped to roughly this, which sucks. Close to about $20 US probably, but still, I don't want to be capped at this kind of $20 fee. I don't want to see this come to US market. I think it will eventually, but that said, Amazon needs to make sales. They're also not making as many sales as they intended. At least this is also speculation. And part of the proof being in the pudding is that dinky poo-smelling pudding that is the Etsy deal here, where they announced today, around 2 hours ago, that they are going to cut their staff. Etsy is cutting their staff by 11%. They've removed 225 jobs, I think. Layoffs came to Etsy. The stock dipped a little bit. It was at 85 this morning, dipped to about about $79, but it went right back up to like $72, I think now. So I'm not too worried about the stock at all, because ultimately, if it tightens up their bottom line, it's good for shareholders, right? So I'm not worried about my bunch of stock I have there. But that said, yeah, and Etsy is citing low sales for these layoffs, right? So I would argue that the Shines of the world and the Temus of the world are severely impacting North American business, right? One of the other articles here is that Amazon doubles down on China e-commerce strategy as rivals Shine and Temu gain traction. So in the year through the end of September, the number of items sold from China via Amazon increased by more than 20%. So an innovation center in Shenzhen will integrate Amazon's industrial expert and supplier sources to help merchants build brands with more products. So Amazon is encouraging more, I guess, an influx of Chinese manufactured products to be dropshipped on their website. So this tells me that the Shines and Temus of the world are kind of ruffling some feathers in terms of North American business. So this brings me again, I got another video talking about it here. So this brings me right to Printify again, how to sell t-shirts on Amazon. I am looking forward to selling my stuff on Amazon Seller Central using Printify to fulfill, because they make it easy. You know, there's a few options here that they talk about, but Order Desk looks good at $20. You can select your Printify from here, and it looks really easy. And then you would click allow, and then you would pick your Amazon channel here. It's $20 a month plus 25 cents per order. And then the same kind of idea here in terms of designing, you know, your stuff to sell on Amazon. But Printify here walks you through how to create, you know, a storefront on Amazon, right? It's an Amazon storefront is available for merchants registered in Amazon's brand registry, where you can go and register if you have any trademarks or any actual brand identity. You can register it all there. It talks about how to create the listings in here, which is great. It gives you all those specifics, like the title for the characters, what you should put in there, bullet points, product descriptions, product images, market your products, and it talks about Amazon's engine running as A9 in terms of what it uses for an algorithm. So I did check on this, and we'll get to that too. I've got the role of the A9 algorithm here. But the one thing that I love and hate about Merch by Amazon is that I have my own registered trademark. I keep getting rejected for my own trademarks, and then it's weeks back and forth to try to get my stuff, you know, reapproved. And then you get the sure, go ahead, you can relist your item. But then, you know, I'll relist 5 of them. Number 6 will get rejected again. And then I have to go through that whole rigmarole again. And it's a pain in my butt. So having, you know, an Etsy Seller Central account, I'm not going to have any issues when I'm uploading with Printify or fulfilling with Printify in terms of Amazon rejecting my intellectual property. They're not going to be pulling any of that crazy crap that Josh Silverman's of the world over on Etsy land or the Jeff Bezos's are doing in terms of merch. They're not going to be shutting us down for uploading our own stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. The article talks about like the whys and stuff too, but like, yeah, right here, it's a sound decision. Profits from the t-shirt industry accumulated to $38.8 billion worldwide in 22 alone, with an expected growth of 5.5% by 2027. The leading retailer in the US answered for almost 470 billion. 500 billion, like $500 billion in net sales in 2021. So the POD industry is just getting started. I don't know where I saw it, but you can also use Printify to sell on Walmart. But I mean, look at this, 300 million shoppers on Amazon. Why would you not want to sell there if you could, right? And you can leverage your existing catalog in Printify and just, I guess, with an implementation or integration with one of these apps down here, you can just leverage your entire catalog that you got on Printify already and push it all to Amazon, right? And then you can do the same with Walmart. And I just found out yesterday doing a podcast. These guys are great too. I'll link to the podcast down in the description of this video when it's actually live. But they were telling me that you can sell on Walmart with print on demand with Printify also, and there's no actual fees to sell on Walmart. They take a chunk of your sale, but you're not paying a monthly fee to be on there, right? So that's another massive plus. Walmart is huge, and it's a low barrier to entry apparently as well too. I think it can be complicated to set up in the beginning, but once you're set up, I mean, then you're just, you know, you can push from here or however you want to do it, right? Spreadsheets, you can download all your stuff from Amazon or Etsy and upload it through one of these softwares to your Walmart. So I'm looking forward to dipping in at least with the Amazon thing, because I'm kind of familiar with the back end of that a little bit, but I'm looking forward to getting on Amazon with Printify because I think it's going to be a game changer for 2024. It's time to go big or go a home. You know, with merch by Amazon now kind of capping your potential profits, it's a little frustrating. It's a little unnerving more than anything else. I don't think it's going to be that big a deal in the grand scheme of things, but I sure as heck want to be preparing for the worst. You hope for the best, but prepare for the worst, and I want to be ready. Luck is the combination of opportunity and preparedness. I think we make our own luck, so the opportunity is right here. How to sell t-shirts on Amazon, full guide 2024, and preparedness is already leveraging your existing merch by Amazon designs or your Etsy listings that are already, your shop's already integrated with Printify. You're already, way ahead of the game. So that's the luck element. I don't think there's anything much more to it. For them now reducing these fees for clothing and accessories down to 10%, the opportunity is now. This is going to be, I think, a game changer for me if you're selling, I think, up to $20, right? So up to $20 will incur a 10% fee. So you can still be profitable here at $20 price point, right? You can charge shipping on top of that. And then I guess we're looking for volume, but I don't know if we go over 20, what that fee will look like yet. It's not in the article, but I will check and figure it out. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was Amazon, understanding Amazon's A9 algorithm. I'm not affiliated with this seller app here. I don't know anything about it, but they have a pretty good article here describing the factors that the Amazon A9 algorithm considers to rank a product. So it's sellerapp.com blog, Amazon A9 algorithm. I'll leave that kind of here for a sec so you can pause it and look at that. But this infographic here kind of, covers all of it. You got relevance, conversion rate, sales history, impression, click-through rate, reviews and ratings, price, stock availability, which is interesting to me. I guess you have to have it in stock as opposed to out of stock, but I don't know why having more would help unless it factors into the readiness of Amazon if you're, fulfilling by Amazon potentially, because they want to know that they can ship stuff prime, and then your back-end keywords and product images. So I would start with the keywords because that's how you get found in search, but you need to have great product images. And again, if you're selling on Etsy, you can leverage all your thumbnails, your listing photos, right, for this. Then it's the keyword relevance. So it has to be the right keywords. Amazon's A9 algorithm, I know this already from doing a bit of research, distinguishes between what is relevant keywords and keyword stuffing, which is just throwing like mother, father, husband, sister, dad, grandpa, and then like firefighter, policeman, construction worker, data entry specialist, all the, random stuffing stuff just to try to hit everything. It can distinguish pretty quickly between keyword stuffing and actual relevant keywords. So you never want to be doing that. It's also the kind of thing that Etsy frowns on anyway. And Merch by Amazon frowns on it too. It's actually against Merch by Amazon's terms of service and it can get you booted from the platform. So there is that. Conversion rate, of course, is one of the biggest drivers on Merch by Amazon. We've seen it all the time on Etsy too. It's conversion. When things sell on Amazon and Etsy, which is a conversion, they get a boost in the algorithm because that sales velocity increases, thereby increasing organic sales also, right? So, and then they look at sales history. So if there is a sales history, if it's a seasonal thing, if it's a Christmas related design, for example, the algorithm will know to give you that bump come, November or so. You'll start to see those Christmas kind of listings take off again, and sometimes organically. I didn't advertise any of my 4 or 5 Christmas related designs, and they're starting to sell pretty good. Actually, they've been selling really well the last couple of days, considering how few I have in my catalog on Amazon. But yeah, as soon as you start, capping the top end of it, when I wish they would just raise the low end, it would have been better for us as sellers. But I mean, at the end of the day, Amazon needs to liquidate some stuff, then that's probably what it is. And they're not making sales. Well, the news article with Etsy laying off, employees today, that's a real thing, right? So you guys are probably hearing the ka-chings. Let's see what we're at. So we are at $74. or 74 sales. I'm just going to refresh this to make sure. Yep, 74, 387 right here, 83. So we sold a few while I was just making this video. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I am hoping to have another $1,000 day, but I will try to update tomorrow with at least a short. But yeah, if you're getting any value from any of my content, please like and sub, because then I get to keep doing this information for free, right? And I think that's a pretty win-win deal. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy sharing the numbers. I want to see everybody win as much as possible. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and maybe even share this video with somebody who needs to know what's going on, all right? Love you guys. See you in the next one.